Listen, right now there is a task staring at you. Maybe it's that report, a project, or just a simple email. You've been ignoring it for 3 weeks. You feel that familiar, sickly tight, knot in your stomach? Yet here you are, watching this video. You tell yourself you're researching. You're not. You're just feeding the beast. Welcome to Turtle Journey. Today, we're not talking about time management. We're going to talk about addiction. Not the kind you read about in textbooks, but the kind that ruins careers and eats your potential for breakfast. Today, we dive into the engine of why you wait until the last possible second, and why. If you don't kill this habit, your own survival beast will eventually tear you apart. The myth of that's just who I am, but that's just my personality. I'm a last-minute person. I work better under pressure. Stop. Just stop. That is the most expensive lie you tell yourself to sleep at night. I walked into your room right now with a brand new top-tier smartphone and told you it's yours. Would you procrastinate picking it up? If there was $1 million sitting on your porch, would you say, I'll get to it after I scroll through TikTok for 2 hours? Of course not. You'd move with the speed of a gazelle. Procrastination isn't a personality trait. Babies aren't born procrastinators. They don't wait until they're feeling motivated to eat. They're the most disciplined creatures on the planet. Procrastination is a learned behavior. It's a defense mechanism, a coping strategy, and here's the kicker, a neurochemical addiction. The boredom wall and the fear factor. Why do we do this? 2 reasons. First, the boredom wall. For over a decade in school, you were forced to study things you hated. You were conditioned to believe that work equals suffering. Your brain is simply rebelling against a lifetime of forced labor. Second, the fear factor. This is the big one. We don't procrastinate because we're lazy. We procrastinate because we're scared. Scared of being rejected by a client. Scared of being told we're not good enough by our boss. Scared that if we put our heart into something, it still won't be enough. Hide in procrastination because if we don't start, we can't fail. It's a shield, but it's a shield that's crushing you. The survival beast, the science of the high. Let's get nerdy. Why do we feel like superheroes at 3 a.m. the night before a deadline? Because you have successfully hijacked your own nervous system. When the deadline breathes down your neck, your amygdala screams, danger. It floods your system with adrenaline and cortisol. Adrenaline makes your focus sharpen. Cortisol floods your blood with glucose. You feel like that 9-tailed fox in an anime unleashing hidden power. You finish in 4 hours what would take a normal person 2 days. It's an incredible rush. And that is why you're hooked. You've learned to treat your own stress hormones like a drug. You don't want to finish the work. You want the fix of the emergency. The price of the high. I remember the first time I missed a massive deadline. I remember the cold sweat and the hollow feeling in my chest. It wasn't just about the work. It was the realization that I had lost the one thing I couldn't buy back. My own self-respect. See, you're paying for this high with your health. When you're in emergency mode, your brain uses short-term memory. You'll pass the test, sure. But 2 days later, everything is gone. You're not learning. You're just surviving. You're a Porsche engine being driven in a school zone, only ever hitting the gas when you're about to crash into a wall. You are destroying your immune system and keeping your body in a constant state of war. You're cheating yourself out of greatness. The pro secret, the 90-10 rule. So how do we fix it? We don't use more sticky notes. We use a paradigm shift, the 90-10 rule. Top performers don't ignore the last-minute energy. They use it strategically. They do 90% of the work early, finish the bulk, the heavy lifting, the grind well before the deadline. Then they save the final 10%, the final touch, for the last hour. In that last hour, they tap into that creative high-pressure state. They use the adrenaline to add the spark, the brilliance, the final polish. They get the high, but they aren't addicted to the panic. They aren't risking failure. They're ensuring excellence. When you deliver a project that is 100% finished, with that last 10% being pure gold, you don't feel relieved. You feel proud. You have a choice. You can keep playing deadline Russian roulette, waiting for the day your luck runs out and you crash and burn. Or you can start today. Stop waiting for the right moment. Stop waiting for your survival beast to save you. Go look at that project. Start the 90%. Do the boring, heavy lifting now. And for those of you thinking, I'll start fixing this tomorrow, good luck. You're going to need it. What is one task you've been holding hostage? Leave it in the comments below. Start that 90% together right now.